A retaliatory strike is a military response to an attack. Essentially, it's a nation's way of saying that aggression will not go unanswered. These actions are not taken lightly. They are deliberate, calculated responses designed to address a specific threat or provocation. Think of it as a counterpunch, not the first blow. Just like in boxing, the goal is to respond with enough force to deter further attacks, but not to escalate the fight unnecessarily. Its main purpose is to send a clear message. Wanomi nadi dasin, arn datsan nami, Wanomi attack bikes, banam crow, Wanomi waste datram, walidi dakshur, Medil dak barrel of consequences, and any hostile action will be met with a strong, decisive response. These strikes aim to deter future aggression and show strength, reassuring allies and warning adversaries that the nation is prepared to defend itself. The decision to strike is weighed carefully, balancing risks and benefits. Military leaders and government officials consider intelligence, potential outcomes, and the broader geopolitical context before acting. A successful strike can weaken the enemy's capabilities, disrupt their plans, and buy time for diplomatic solutions. However, it always carries the risk of escalating the conflict or provoking retaliation in return. Proportionality is key. The response should match the severity of the initial attack. Too strong a response can be seen as excessive, while too weak a response may invite further aggression. Overreacting can draw international criticism and worsen the situation, potentially isolating the nation diplomatically or fueling anti-American sentiment abroad. For the U.S., retaliatory strikes are also about protecting service members and national interests, both at home and overseas, ensuring the safety of personnel and the security of strategic assets. Precision is crucial. Targets are chosen to minimize harm to civilians and avoid unnecessary destruction using the best available intelligence and technology. Advanced technology like drones and guided missiles are often used, allowing for accurate strikes from a distance and reducing the risk to U.S. forces on the ground. The goal: punish the enemy, prevent future attacks, and avoid unnecessary escalation. Each strike is part of a broader strategy to maintain stability and protect national interests. But even with the best intentions and advanced technology, civilian harm is a constant risk, reminding us that the consequences of military action are never simple or entirely predictable. ISIS, once a powerful and terrifying force that swept across large parts of Iraq and Syria, shocked the world with its brutality and rapid territorial gains. Today, the group no longer controls vast cities or open stretches of land, but it has not disappeared. Instead, ISIS now operates as a shadowy insurgency, blending into the chaos of war-torn regions. Though its so-called caliphate has been dismantled, ISIS remains a persistent and deadly threat. The group uses bombings, assassinations, and ambushes to destabilize communities, targeting both civilians and security forces. The United States and its allies recognize ISIS as a global danger, capable of inspiring and directing attacks far beyond the Middle East, from Europe to Asia and even North America. That's why the U.S. military maintains a presence in the region, to keep constant pressure on ISIS, disrupt its operations, and prevent the group from regaining strength or territory. The fight against ISIS isn't just military. The group is highly skilled at recruiting online, spreading propaganda, and exploiting instability and suffering among vulnerable populations. Countering ISIS means more than fighting on the battlefield. It requires disrupting their finances, countering their propaganda, and building trust with local communities to deny them support. Any attack by ISIS on U.S. forces is a direct challenge, a reminder that the group remains dangerous and determined to strike wherever it can. These ongoing threats justify the continued U.S. presence in Syria, as American forces work alongside partners to contain and defeat ISIS. The risk is real, the stakes are high, and the mission to defeat ISIS and secure lasting peace in the region remains unfinished. The U.S. entered Syria during the civil war, initially supporting rebels against Assad. The rise of ISIS shifted the mission to counter terrorism, partnering with the Kurdish-led Syrian Democratic Forces. Together, they defeated ISIS's territorial hold, but the U.S. stayed to prevent a resurgence. About 900 U.S. troops remain, advising the SDF and securing key areas. Their presence deters ISIS and protects vital infrastructure, but it's risky. U.S. forces face threats from ISIS and other hostile groups. The mission is focused, but the region's politics are complex and volatile. Every decision carries regional and global consequences. After an attack, the US rapidly mobilizes its intelligence apparatus, gathering every available piece of information to confirm who's responsible. This involves not just satellite imagery, but also intercepted communications, eyewitness accounts, and data from allies on the ground. Accurate identification is absolutely crucial. Striking the wrong target could not only fail to deter future attacks, but also spark a much wider conflict, or even draw in new adversaries. Once the culprit is confirmed, military planners work quickly to select targets directly tied to the enemy's operations, infrastructure, or leadership, ensuring the response is both effective and justified. These options are then reviewed by top officials, who carefully weigh military goals against potential risks, especially the possibility of civilian casualties or unintended escalation. Political fallout is always considered. Leaders must anticipate how both allies and adversaries will react, and how the response will be perceived on the world stage. Strikes are executed with precision, often using advanced drones or fighter jets, and are coordinated to hit their targets with minimal warning. Timing is chosen to maximize surprise and minimize civilian harm, often in the dead of night or early morning when fewer people are present. Afterward, the military conducts a thorough assessment of the damage and effectiveness, reviewing satellite images and on-the-ground reports to determine if objectives were met. Each step in this process is designed to punish the enemy, send a clear message, and avoid unnecessary escalation that could spiral out of control. The process is fast, unfolding in hours or even minutes, but every detail matters. Precision, timing, and judgment can shape the outcome of an entire conflict. Civilians bear the brunt of military strikes. In Syria, years of war mean every new attack brings fresh fear and disruption. Strikes can destroy roads, power, and schools, making daily life even harder. The psychological toll is immense, especially for children living in constant danger. Trauma, loss, and instability become part of everyday life. Humanitarian aid often can't reach those in need when fighting intensifies. Aid workers face danger, and critical supplies are cut off. The suffering goes beyond casualties. It's about shattered communities and lost futures. Each strike deepens wounds and makes recovery harder. The true cost of conflict is measured in human lives and hope lost. After a US strike, tensions rise. ISIS may retaliate, risking a cycle of violence. The aftermath is unpredictable, with all sides on high alert. Regional powers like Russia and Iran watch closely, ready to exploit the situation. Civilians and US allies brace for more instability. Retaliatory strikes rarely end the conflict. They're a short-term fix for a long-term problem. Lasting peace requires more than military action. It needs diplomacy and rebuilding. The roots of conflict, political instability, and economic hardship must be addressed. Until then, the region remains fragile and the future uncertain.